Hey, good morning, and how you doing? It's me once again. It's me, Charles Matthews, and welcome to the Charles Matthews Morning Show. Here's a question for you. With the whole COVID thing that's been happening, how's your mindset? I want to know. Some people have been locked away so long and they don't know what to do. Some people were trying to do all these different things, and we talk and we on the phone. Hey, what you doing? What's going on? Okay, I've been trying this, and I don't know. I've been just lazy. And listen, it's time to get your mind right. And I think I got the great person to make it happen. If you want your mind to be right, stay tuned. Let's go. Let's bring my special guest in right away because I'm excited to get started. Let's go, Miss James.
Hi, how are you? Happy to be here. How are you today?
I'm good. How have you been? I see that beautiful poster, that smile behind you, and everything looked good. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm great. Taking it one day at a time. That's all we can really do, especially now.
I know. And I was talking to my audience before we got started, and just get your mind right. Like for me, when it first started, I was like, okay, I'm going to open this company. I want to try this company. Okay, I want to try this. I want to try this. I think a lot of people out there right now don't even know what they're doing. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Before we get into it, who are you? Where'd you come from? How'd you get started? Let's get some background.
Okay, I am Christen. Everybody calls me CJ, though. I am a mindset and transition coach. So I support individuals who are going through a professional transition. So be it they want to start that business, turn that side hustle into something more legit, or attract the career that really excites them, taking their mindset from struggling to strategic. Now, the reason why I decided to focus on mindset, especially during a transition, is because I have a corporate background. I came from corporate. I was with a company for 12 years. I did the whole thing, got the package. And I also have a background in psych and solution-focused therapy. And what I really enjoyed about my job, I was a team leader at my job. I really enjoyed coaching my team to help them advance within the organization. So the opportunity presented itself, and I went back and I got certified as a coach. It was easy peasy for me to decide on a niche. I knew I wanted to continue focusing on transitions, and the mindset piece happened as I was going through my transition, and questions were coming up. And I'm like, these are really things that we probably should focus on, especially when we want to take that leap of faith and, put all that risk into becoming an entrepreneur, especially coming from employee to entrepreneur. So that's where the mindset and transition thing kind of came in.
All right, so let's go way back. Let's go way back. So when you're growing up, did you see yourself doing this? What did you want to do when you were growing up?
I wanted to be, what was it at one point? I wanted to be a chemical engineer because I loved chemistry. Okay. And I actually started off doing that when I went off to university too. But then I started taking psychology courses, and I was like, wow, this is really interesting. I really love this. And I made that shift from chemistry to psychology. I do still have a minor in chemistry, though, if that counts for anything, but it was a chemical engineering.
So if I need some chemicals mixed up,
right? Maybe the mindset thing, the imbalances, who knows? Yeah, exactly.
I got you. So were you always a Canadian growing up? How, what's your background?
I was born in Tobago, Trinidad and Tobago. We immigrated here in grade 10, I want to say. So since then, this has been home. Tobago will always be, home is where the heart is. But yeah, there's definitely these last blah, blah, blah years. Canada has been home, and I love it here.
So, right now, we're like, this is the reason I'm asking these questions. Like, we're missing the fete right now. I know you want to be partying right now. I know you want to be doing these things right now.
See some people. I don't know.
You came here as a little girl. Like all these things, you have to get your mind set now.
Right.
Yes. Like the things we can't do anymore.
Right.
So what do? Do we just, oh, I can't go clubbing, or I can't go to fete, or I can't do this? Or do you switch your mind and say, I can't do this, but let me think of what else I can do?
Exactly. And the one thing I always wanted to highlight, especially at the start of this whole pandemic, was we have to understand there are things that we have completely no control of. Yeah. And really letting go of those things. So yeah, we can't go out to party. We can't, sit around and hang out and see our friends and do all the things we want to do. But a really beautiful thing happened in that, where people found other ways to really connect. Thank God that we have modern technology and we can just jump on, a video call with someone. But it really started off by accepting that I can't control this. I have no control over this. So we have to wake up every day, show up. As soon as we get up, we know we're showing up, and make that decision. I don't have control over this, but what do I have control over? What can I do to make today a great day? And sometimes it could be a simple thing, but accepting that there's things we have no control over. There's nothing you can do about it, right?
And then there's something that you said is like the age of technology. I try to tell people, and maybe I'm wrong, but imagine this happened 50 years ago.
Right.
Where we didn't really have the technology to see each other and
oh my gosh,
stuff. How would we be then? Like the communication. So in your mindset, do you think of the good and the positive out of everything? Like when things are not going well, how do you structure your mind to think of the positive all the time?
See, as a person, I gravitate towards focusing on the positive. Okay. However, there are always opportunities when, and this is why I like to focus on mindset, when certain things come up or certain feelings come up, to really tap into them, to check in. There's opportunities. A lot of us felt like we had more time. That is a whole other thing, because I really feel like we didn't. But we had more time, but really spending some time on yourself. And if something, you have a negative feeling towards or approach towards something, spending that time and just checking in. Right. I generally like to focus on the positive, because every day, we get to wake up already. We should start with some gratitude. So with focusing on the positive, it could be the tiniest thing. Like sometimes I walk into my house, especially on a day like today. I walked into, it's sweltering out there. It's humid. Love the heat, but it's humid out there. And I walked in and I'm like, wow, I am so grateful that I can walk into my house and there's AC. So sometimes it's just the smallest things that can really start that shift. But that's a huge one.
Hey, listen, I didn't have AC 2 days ago, so I'm feeling you on that one.
Right? Yeah, but it really is. It's a decision. You make that choice. Life is what you make it. As cliche as that sounds, it is a decision that you make. It's a choice that you make, and it's completely up to you.
Okay, so there's two things that you said. When you wake up, you be grateful, affirmation. Like, what do you do? Because I hear a lot of people say, well, every day I get up, I do these little routines that I do over and over again. One person I interviewed about a year ago jumps up in front of the mirror, looks in front of the mirror, and just talks to themselves. Like, what do you do? What's your thing?
So in the mornings, I do a little breathing exercise, a little bit of meditation, get my mind right. Okay. Spend 5 minutes. It doesn't have to be anything long. It could be 2. It could be however long you want to. And then I do some affirmations, and I have this set of cards that's called Journey to the Real Me, Soul Adventure game that a fellow entrepreneur created. Mm-hmm. And it's a beautiful little thing. You pull some cards. It talks about your chakra and your energy and your activities. So I do that every morning. And that really kind of gets me thinking. It sets the tone for my day. And I do the mirror thing as well. I love lipstick. So I write a positive message to myself in lipstick on my mirror. So every time I go in my bathroom, I'm like, there it is. You do what you got to do, man.
I'm going to help you out here. If there's a lipstick company watching right now, all right, this is the girl right here. She will be your spokesperson. So what do you do? Like, so you just take up the lipstick, go to the mirror and go, today's my day. And you just write it.
or you're doing a good job, or, congratulations for showing up, or what's the best thing that happened today? Like in the evenings, I also have a gratitude exercise that I go through. Did I smile today? Did I make someone smile? Did I show up as the best version of myself, my authentic self? What was the best thing about today? And what am I looking forward to tomorrow? I do that every evening. See, 6 questions. And I answer them every evening. But if you check in, and it really, that being able to remind yourself and bring yourself back to that really does help.
So you're telling me you're smiley every day?
No. We're keeping it real. You know what? That's another thing I like to focus on with my clients is honoring your emotions.
Okay.
Honoring where you are. The negative emotions, they have to be acknowledged as well, because, sweeping them under the rug, you keep doing that, eventually you're going to trip over it, fall flat in your face, and then you have a whole big mess to deal with.
Right,
so
right.
If you are feeling sad or you're feeling angry, acknowledge that. And there are the times when, of course, I know I'm human, right? But I'm mostly just, this is generally me, but there are the days, and I will actually say, I don't feel really very well today. Like I'm in a bad mood. Where is that coming from? What's happening here? Mm-hmm. And I'll take that time to look and reflect on what could have triggered it. Maybe somebody said something, or a memory or something else came up. But as soon as I take that time to say, what's going on here, and checking in, and I use this analogy of, I say, let's use sadness, for example, and say, all right, sadness, you can come in, but don't take your shoes off, because you're not staying very long. We're going to have a little chat by the door, and then you can be on your way, because I need to live my life. But really acknowledging it, honoring it. We have to honor our emotions. You're going to feel
this is not a come in, a bathroom break. You're staying right there.
Exactly. Yes.
I like it. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we're going to dive right into how you help out. Let's check out your website and how people can call you. And what are you looking for? Is it every person the right candidate for you? Can everybody do these? Or, is there some things we can do at home just to relax? All right?
Right. Okay.
We'll be right back.
Awesome.
Immigrant Women in Business, IWB, is a non-profit organization bringing together women from over 50 different countries around the globe. These women have now made Canada their home and share a common goal of providing value to their new sisters. Our motto of "We are stronger together" resonates with all members, and with a diverse membership of business leaders, entrepreneurs and community builders, our goal is to make Canada better and provide guidance and leadership to those that follow.
CMJ Entertainment is a one-stop shop. CMJ Entertainment helps people do any type of events, and it's a marketing tool as well. So we'll cover everything from start to finish. If it's a wedding, we'll make sure your wedding is over the top. And if it's an event, we make sure that everybody gets information at the end of the day. Give us a call at 416-414-8964 or online, go to cmjent.com. Yes, we are back with CJ, and we're going to get our mind right. So hold on. 2 things I want to start off with is, give me one tip. I wake up this morning. What's the one thing I say to myself, or there's one thing I do? Give me one tip to help me out.
One tip is, what I had said at the beginning is just acknowledging what we don't have control over. But the one tip is, the other side of that is remembering what we do have control over. And we have control over our thoughts, our emotions, of course, all those internal things. And I always say, when it comes to our mood, and I'm not sure if you're familiar, I'm sure you are, with the 4 agreements, one of them is don't take things personally. So my tip is always, you are in control of your emotions and your mood. What someone else does, you have no control over. So how are you going to relinquish the control of your mood to someone else if they walk in with a bad mood, if they say something that they don't like, but you didn't do anything to them? You have control of your mood. Don't hand over that control. Don't take things personally. We can't control anybody else. We can only control ourselves.
Okay, so I was just about to fly over to something else, but you got me caught right here.
All right.
You said, don't let people take control.
Yeah.
I want to put this out there in the atmosphere because I feel in this day and age, we give people too much control, especially when it comes to social media. Okay. I have to
going there.
go there.
All right.
It is just because of a post. I just want to talk about that real quick. Sometimes you put a post out and you're feeling good about the post, like blah, blah, blah. You say something, and then you always get those one or two people that will, be a naysayer or say something bad or something. And then you look at it, and then your happy day just went crazy. And now you're responding back and forth and saying, well, that's not what I meant. And why you say this and this. Can we just leave it alone? Can you talk about that? Because like you said, giving people your power.
Right.
What do? Do we just let it go? Do we breathe?
Breathe through it. You know what I used to do in corporate? I used to tell my team and I did it myself, I'll admit. I used to tell my team that if they got an email that had an unpleasant tone, it's really hard to read tones, especially in emails, especially in that environment. But if something set them off, I always said, hit reply, ensure that you remove the person's name and say exactly what you want to say to them, get it all out, and then delete the email, and then get it all in your system, and then hit reply again. But I'm always like, you have to ensure you remove their name.
I was just about to say that. Time out.
Yeah, it worked though. It worked because then if you walk away from it, like, oh, I didn't get to say what I wanted to say, and sometimes we just have to let it go. Like, we can't make everyone happy. We can't please everyone. But if you feel like you got to get it out.
All right. So I'm gonna put a disclaimer on this right now. She said, and read my lips. Let me zoom in so you can see. Remove,
please. Even if you know what was even better was opening a blank draft, a document, and saying what you had to say there instead of doing it in the email. Okay. I thankfully never had a situation where someone sent something accidentally. But there were times I'm like, you get it out. Make sure you don't send it. No, don't send it. But as far as like social media and what do they call them? Keyboard warriors or trolls or whatever they call them.
Trolls,
Some people are just unhappy.
Yeah.
And we have no control over that. People say things just to rouse some people, get a reaction out of them. And we have to acknowledge that, like, I wasn't even talking to you. Who are you right now? And just accepting that you can let it go. I know I see some people might gracefully respond to someone, but there are just unhappy people in the world. And if you are in a good mood, you're having a good day, just chalk it up to, you know what? There's nothing I can do to help you. And I know exactly what you're doing. And I'm not giving you that control. I'm not handing over the power of me replying to you and going off and it's exactly what they wanted. Oh, no. I'll ignore you and I'll keep scrolling.
The thing is, what people don't understand is that's their fun for the day.
Right.
They enjoy that. So just let it go. Get your mind right.
Let it go.
And then here's the other thing too. If you can't get your mind right and you want to respond, before you respond, go to this website. Go right here first. Listen, read before
you check in with yourself. Yep. Questions you're asking. Things will come up. They'll trigger. And sometimes we have to ask, why am I letting this person get to me? Why am I letting what they said get to me? And there might be triggers that we haven't really, from our past, from our childhood, that we might not necessarily have dealt with or addressed. So that's why I like to really, so as much as I do coach young professionals and on their journey and their professional journey, there is also a life coaching piece in there. And if some doubt is coming up, we go there. I like to tell my clients, I'll meet you where you are. I go into each session planned. This is what we're going to discuss, blah, blah, blah. But if comes in and someone's in tears, I'm like, oh, chuck that out the window. Let's talk about what's going on. Where is this coming from? Let's dig a little bit deeper. And we need to be able to do that. check in with ourselves.
All right. So here it is. What I do. What do you do?
I go on the journey. It's a journey. That's the one thing, especially in entrepreneurship. It is a marathon, not a race. It's a journey. And what I always like to say in entrepreneurship, and I can speak from my own experience, is it's not a journey that's meant to be traveled alone. And we need the support. We need at least one other person in our corner. So whatever fueled you to make the decision to take that risk to start your business or to switch that career, when that self-doubt starts, and it will, and I tell them straight up, right off the bat, I'm like, this journey is going to suck, just so you know. But let that passion, that reason you started, let that be the thing that fuels you, because you're going to need that. So I go on the journey with them, and we check in. And when I say taking a mindset from struggling to strategic, there are a lot of things that they need to address. There are mental blocks and limiting beliefs and all these. We get in our own way a lot of times. And we need to be able to pull things apart, pick things apart first, understand the why, the 5 W's, how, when, why, the who, and then we can get strategic. So we do the planning, but if I need to incorporate some mindset in there, I always do. It's a journey. And so I go on the journey with my clients.
Okay, so I guess we can kind of skip over the services, but go over it real quick.
There are different types. So I offer one-on-one coaching as well as group coaching. The thing with one-on-one is, of course, the experience will be personalized. It can be customized to the individual. In groups, I still do a little bit of one-on-one. So although we might meet in a group setting, I still do offer like a half an hour. Let's check in. How are you going? How are you feeling? But the beautiful thing about a group program is, again, you're getting that support. And when you're going through your journey, it can feel very isolating. And especially as entrepreneurs, new entrepreneurs, you feel very isolated. So in that group setting, we get rid of that feeling and you get that kind of that support. And what I've noticed is people really start to look out for one another, check in on one another, hold each other accountable. And, we kind of all go through it together. So it's either one-on-one or in a group setting, but there's always something that it depends on the person.
And of course, the day and age we live, we talked about it. There's online support. So
right. Yes.
That you have to sit there frustrated and send that email. There is online support. So if you need to have CJ on speed dial, 416-803-4528. That's 416-803-4528. Before you send on that email, push the button, talk to CJ and go, look, boy.
Yeah, let me tell you.
This email out.
I hope I don't get anybody in trouble, but make sure you move your recipient.
All right. So before we let you go, what have you found different about yourself by doing this sort of thing?
What I find it has really helped my overall disposition. And I've been able to genuinely quash any insecurities, because being able to, and people have a hard time being able to just check in with yourself. And that's something that I like to highlight as well, like asking those difficult questions. But now I know, because I like to say, I want to lead by example. So I can't sit in front of someone and say, how about we try this and you do that? And I'm not doing it for myself. So I like that I'm able to let the sadness in. Don't take your shoes off. Let's talk about where this is coming from,
right?
And move on from it. And every experience there's a lesson in it. Every obstacle, every challenge, there's a lesson in it. If you can really open your mind to that.
So then how do you know if someone's looking right now, they're watching the video, how do they know if they're the perfect fit with each other? Do we do a pre-call? Do we go online? How do we get
it's a 30-minute, I call it virtual clarity chat. Even before the pandemic, I was doing it online. It's 30 minutes via Zoom. It's free. we get to know one another. It's a coaching intro. So I can't help it. I'll end up coaching anyway within that 30 minutes. Mm-hmm. But it really gives the person a sense of if that's what they need, especially if they've never had a coach before, they can ask the questions they need to ask, and then we can take it from there and start the journey.
All right. Well, listen, CJ, it's been a pleasure. But before we let you go, we'd like to do something here. It's called the Queen Wave. This is your opportunity to wave and say hi to anybody. Any shout outs you have to do, this is your opportunity to shout out.
I want to actually shout out the Immigrant Women in Business family, Svetlana and the entire team. It's a beautiful, beautiful community. I'm very, very proud to be a part of that. I've loved seeing how much they've grown over these last 3 years. And anybody looking for that kind of support and you're new to Canada, it's a great place to start. All
right. Listen, thank you so much. I feel better. I feel I'm going to wake up in the morning for my affirmations. I'm going to go to bed at the end of the night and say, listen, did I make somebody happy? Did I remove the name off the email list?
Please. Oh, man.
That's going to make me smile all the whole time now. Every time I pick up the phone and I want to respond, I'm going to be like, whoa, let me just, name God.
Right. Say what I gotta say. Like, okay, I feel better. This is what I'm gonna actually say.
Yeah. You know something? I know. I was supposed to let you go, but I actually we're making a joke about it. But I love what you said about it because a lot of times we really want to get it off our chest, and we don't do that.
Right.
And it's okay to get things off your chest. Yes. So do it another way. If you want to scream, tell the person, listen, I'll be right back. Go to the washroom and scream. If you want to write the email, take out a separate piece of paper and say, you do this all the time, you do this all the time, and then come back and go,
yeah.
So, something, all jokes aside, I think I'm taking that away because you can't hold things in.
No, please.
And that's the best thing to tell right now that, sometimes we like to hold things in. We're Canadians. Oh, that's okay. Don't worry.
Yeah, that's fine.
Sorry about that. So this has been a great interview.
Thank you
so much for having fun with me, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you for having me. Have a sparkling day. Bye.
I will. See you. Bye-bye. Listen, hear what she said. You have the power. And, we're joking around with a lot of stuff, but it's true. You can get your mind right. You can do it. And if you need help, please don't hesitate to give her a call. I'm going to put her stuff up one more time. There we go. Email her. All right. Check out her website. But trust me on this one, you're going to want to call her. She's fun. You can tell. She'll talk to. She'll make you feel good. You can't see the smile over the phone, but it's a great smile. All right. So give her a call at 416-803-4528. Like I always say, you didn't have to watch, but I'm glad you did. Be blessed. I'll see you next time.
Has come to an end, but the fun doesn't have to stop here. If you have any questions, suggestions, or feedback, head over right now to Twitter and Facebook and like, share, and get involved. Join us next time.
Please be advised that this podcast is meant for educational and informational purposes only and is in no way a replacement for legal or medical advice. The opinions contained within are solely those of the interviewers and interviewees and should be received as so. Those seeking help or advice are encouraged to obtain professional legal and medical services.